What's up, y'all, and welcome back to What We Finna Watch with Jay and Tracy. I am Jay.
And I am Tracy.
Hey, and we thank y'all for tuning in. As always, y'all already know what it is. We thank y'all for catching up with season 1. We're rocking with us with season 1. And if you haven't, go watch it, like, share, comment, and get involved, right?
Yes. We are back. And I am super excited because we started off season 1 talking about this film because the trailer had just dropped. Yes. So this is kind of a full circle moment.
Like, it's real crazy, right?
Yes, because we're starting season 2 talking about this wonderful, wonderful film that we all saw or you should have seen over the weekend.
You should have seen it by now.
Yes, and if you're wondering, okay.
I mean, just if you're wondering what we watched,
right?
You know?
And I love that picture. Of him,
listen,
by the way,
shout out to my girl Wintress in Houston. She made this shirt for me back in like 2021.
That's dope.
And she did it. So I saw this picture and I was like, I ain't never seen Mike like, ugh. You know what I'm saying?
That's that okay.
So shout out to Wintress in Houston. Much love.
Yes, and I had to represent for the girl, okay, because she wasn't in the film as those, you may know.
Right.
It wasn't about her, but, I had to include my girl. So I wore my Janet Jackson
Miss
shirt today in support.
Miss Jackson, if you're nasty.
In support of the Jackson family.
Sure. So,
okay? So before we get into the movie and all the greatness of it, we just want to remind you guys to like, share, subscribe, and watch it. Even if you just put it on and then just get in the shower or something, like that really helps us.
I'm telling you.
So if you want to lock in those watch hours on YouTube, What We Finna Watch with Jay and Tracy, excuse me, I'm saying Trey and Jay. But also follow me on TikTok, Black Nostalgia.
Yes.
And
you can check me out on TikTok. I'm j.j38, and on Instagram I'm j.smith517. That's my personal. But then you can also follow my podcast page on both here and on Instagram, and it is the Fearless Perspective Show. Much love. I appreciate all the support. Those of you who have supported. And what's your Instagram?
It's just _Tracy _.
There you go. I'm telling you.
And we'll drop all that on the screen, but we just wanted to plug us real quick before we get up in it.
Listen,
okay.
Yes, because we get in it. And if you ain't seen the movie, I'm just gonna say, we're gonna put that in the bottom of the screen. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, y'all. Yes. So if you have not seen it, please click off. And shout out to our people on TikTok
our cousins.
Right now. Our cousins on TikTok. If you are in here, we got a couple of viewers in here.
For sure.
But yes, if you have not watched the movie, we are about to get into it. I have been reserving all of my thoughts about the film. And some might surprise you. Some may not. So yes, let's get into it. Y'all about to get an honest review from me.
Y'all gonna get an honest review from me. I mean, listen, I usually hold back a little because I'm like, I don't want to ruffle no feathers.
Right.
But fuck all that. I'm sorry. But you know what I'm saying? But we just gonna lay it out because everybody else has an opinion on what they feel and what they're pointing out that nobody really cares about, but they point it out. All right. So that's what we gonna get into. So where you on, okay, let's start with this. So if y'all have seen the movie, drop a comment for real and tell us what your favorite memory was. As always, like in our first episode, we asked y'all what was your favorite memory of Michael Jackson or first memory of Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
So we want to know what your favorite moment in the movie was. You know what I'm saying? And still you can let us know if you didn't get to join in on the first episode. You can let us know what your first moment that you ever were introduced to Michael Jackson or your first memorable moment, rather. We want to know because I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan. So
huge.
I don't know. So y'all gonna get some honest reviews, but that day we went to the movies.
Yes. So we went the day before it came out.
We did. That's right. We did.
Yes. And we had a couple margaritas before we went in there. So we was fooling, okay? We was a little loud.
Let's talk about why. Sidebar. Because listen, we got to the theater, right? We had a good time when we got Mexican and margaritas.
Yes.
You can always win me over with that.
Right.
So we went and we had that, and then we got to the theater and everything. I ordered popcorn in a icy. There's a method to put the buttering your popcorn. Her and Sasha, I didn't know. I'll just be minding my business. I'll be in my own world. I'm getting my popcorn. had shades on too.
The way she was buttering that popcorn, I said, girl, if you don't come on.
I thought they had walked to the theater, so I'm thinking I'm by myself. Yeah, I was like, they gone. I'm in there, and I hear some giggling and stuff. I look over, and they over there dying. They got the ticket lady laughing. I'm like, wait a minute now. And would you come out? I was like, I don't like non-buttered coffee. Coffee or popcorn.
She also was rushing to get to the theater. And I'm like, girl, we going to the low-key theater. It's a Thursday. I don't think it's a lot of people going to be there.
I'm thinking it's
Sasha
a Michael
look around.
Jackson.
She like, look, it ain't no cars here. We get into that theater. That nice theater. I was 5
nice.
people up in there.
That took me down. So we were already laughing because I was trying to, if you on my TikTok, I posted the video of me walking. We were trying to get, I was like, hey, we got to get some content. Let's get some serious content. And I don't know what happened. I think one of y'all said something smart when I turned around.
Oh, no. Girl, you was just drunk.
I was not drunk.
This is content.
No, I probably was because I haven't been drinking, so I only had like 1.5 margaritas.
And that she was hooking the margaritas.
And she was, they was real heavy. So I haven't been. So in my defense, I wasn't downing them down like that, but I was just, I haven't been drinking. So one drink will take me down right now. Right. But it was a good time. That was fun. So I was glad to go see the movie with. We already talked about going to see it together anyway because that's what. Of
course, we gotta go watch it together. We talked about it.
So that was fun. So we sniggled and giggled
and sang and damn near danced.
Yeah, the movie, for real.
I ended up seeing it twice. So I saw it. I took my son and my parents to see it on Saturday. So was seeing it twice. I think I just have a different type of understanding. The first time I was watching it just in amazement. Yeah. I just wanted to enjoy it. The second time I was like watching for things. Okay. Gotcha. So I feel like I have a better perspective on the film as its entirety. But I won't hold y'all up no more. Let's get into it. So spoiler alert, click off if you have not seen the movie because I am about to spoil everything.
Yeah, we're gonna talk.
Okay.
All right. So it starts off with Gary, Indiana. No, the intro.
Yes,
the intro. So the intro was, if you've seen the trailer,
yes,
then you've seen part of the intro. But the intro starts.
He got the bad hair.
He got the bad hair.
Yeah, and he got the ponytail. He got the buckles and all that stuff on his. And we like, okay, Yep. Because before, in Thriller, he was doing like the colonial type of jackets and stuff like that. Me too. Ooh-wee. But then the bad era, it was like, okay, this is
leather
this is my interpretation of being a badass.
Yeah. Yep.
So it quickly moves on from that to Gary, Indiana in 1966. And so Michael Jackson would be 8 years old around that time. And as we know, that's around the time where he started really performing with his brothers. Yeah. He started singing a little earlier than that. I think since he was 4 or something like that. Yeah. But that's when they really started performing. So we see the brothers there. They're in the living room practicing, and Michael is a little shy. Yeah, not shy, but his dad keeps telling him to look in my eyes. Yeah, look in my eyes, right? So with his dad telling him to look at him, he doesn't really want to give eye contact, but that's how he's learning to lock in
the audience,
to lock in.
Right. Yep.
So that part was cool. You see the little Michael Jackson, and then it went to, because, I'm going to be honest, the beginning of the film felt rushed.
It did.
So when they are young and in Gary, it goes by extremely fast.
It goes fast. I was sitting there thinking the same thing. I was like, why is this? This is rushing. But then I was like, maybe they're just trying to hurry up and get to, his career, outside of his brothers or something. But yeah, it felt rushed.
Yeah,
sure.
But it's such a significant part of his life. So it wasn't something that was rushed in real life. He was in Jackson 5 for over a decade.
Real.
So for it to be rushed was kind of, I don't know.
Yeah.
I understand that they were on time constraints. I mean, I wish the movie would have been 6 hours, but it couldn't have been 6 hours.
At least
so
3.
it was 4, 5.
What you
I don't know.
got? Another movie that was like
Sinners
3
was
hours.
longer than that.
Sinners was much longer than that.
You know, Sinners was like 225 or something like that.
Yeah.
This was 207.
Yeah.
So we see him performing with his brothers. We see him practicing James Brown's moves. We see them perform at like a nightclub at night. And so they're performing. They come home. It's late at night. These are things that we know that they did.
Yeah.
They come home late at night and Joseph is like, hey,
we got to rehearse.
Because the mama's like, okay, go to bed. He's like, we got some stuff. We got to get it right. We got to get it right. And Michael was like, well, Joseph, we did good. Like, we're tired.
It wasn't good enough. So
we're tired.
It wasn't
and his
good
daddy
enough.
said, now what I told you to do, what did you say? He said he repeated himself. So he told him to come here. And this is where we see the one and only beating that occurred in the movie. Because let's just say, I saw people saying things about the beating. It was one whooping.
It was just one.
Now, here is where y'all might disagree with me.
Okay.
I'm black. You black. I've been black all my life. Okay. I've been around people who were in the same era as Joseph. And from my understanding, in black households, you cannot backtalk. And if your parent told you to do something, you did it.
You did it.
So whereas we have empathy for Michael Jackson because we know the things that he's expressed about his childhood now, I can't say that I was like traumatized by that part because Michael did sass his dad. And he did say, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And we know that time that would constitute.
Whereas it'll be different now, where kids will be like, parents are telling, they tell their kids, you can be honest about your feelings, whereas right now,
you ain't had no feelings.
Yeah, we ain't had no feelings back then. So yeah, I definitely get that. Yeah, that wouldn't probably.
Was he tough? Yeah.
Yeah, he was tough.
But again, he was also a product of his environment, and I believe he thought he was doing what was best for
and that's
them.
what we talked about. That's why you got to go back and watch the season 1 because we dive really a lot into that. But yeah, so going forward, so yeah, he did that, and then I don't know why I thought it was somebody else that got a whooping in that movie other than Michael, but
nope.
But yeah, so they did that, and then they, like I said, when they were performing at that club, you know what I'm saying, they were like, that's when Joseph was kind of like, hey, we can do something. Yeah, we can do something with this. And I think that's what made him come home and be like, no, look, let's is because I feel like if he hadn't have experienced that like kind of awakening moment, he would have been fine with him just going home and going to bed because he wouldn't have, been in. I've just been there. You know what I'm saying? Where it's just like in that moment, you like, yo, this is no longer business as usual, or just like we can just have a good performance. No, let's perfect this as much as we can, or polish it because I actually think we have something. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I think I mean, so him coming home and saying, no, let's stay up. I kind of expected that. Like I wasn't shocked by that because I'm like. He had a moment where he was, he
had an epiphany.
Yeah, he had an epiphany right then and there. Yeah.
Another thing that people say is like, oh, he just wanted to make money off of them. Well, let's put it into 1966 perspective. There had never been a kid group like that. There was the Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers, but they were different. They weren't brothers. They weren't. This was an extracurricular activity that his sons could do together. They're very spaced out in age, not super spaced out, but like, Jackie maybe 17 and Michael is 8. You know what I'm saying? So they don't get to hang with each other as much. He was already musically inclined. We know that Joseph played in a band. So I don't think he went into it initially to get filthy rich. Like he had no idea of knowing. He just knew his kids had talent. Yeah. And I need to get them in the right hands and to see, because black artists weren't getting rich.
They weren't.
You know what I'm saying? Black artists were not getting rich like that. I think he wanted to do something something constructive.
Yeah.
With his kids.
Right.
And make some money and make some,
Right,
a little
right.
here and there. But
So I think, he, and finally, like you said, then they got, they kept performing and then moving on, and then they moved to Cali.
Yeah.
And
and see,
so
that
it
zoomed.
It rushed. So we can only go by what was in the movie.
True,
So
I guess, but we can also go off what we know.
Yeah.
So this is let me tell you, the first part pissed me off. So I'm just tell y'all, one part pissed me off because I am a stickler for accuracy in biopics. Just the smallest details. So when this wasn't a small detail though. This is a big detail. When they perform at Apollo, this is where they get discovered, right? We do know that it was accurate that Gladys Knight and the Pips were performing. Yeah. I do know that. That was a fact. But they sang Never Can Say.
Oh yeah, you was in a theater like that wasn't
because the song was recorded after they were signed to Motown.
But okay, let's think about it.
3 years
Did they
later
have the rights to the song that they were supposed to do at Apollo?
I know that's probably what it was.
They may not have had the rights.
That's probably what it was. And I think they originally maybe sang a James Brown song on Apollo. So they may not have gotten the rights, but I just still thought that was a poor decision. You could have got the rights to something. Other than that,
I mean,
I just feel like saying Never Can Say Goodbye that came out.
Never satisfied niggas.
Man.
But like, I look at it like that. I guess because I don't know.
That's
they probably didn't have the rights. So that's what I'm going to go with. They probably didn't have the rights.
But that's like doing a Beyonce biopic and Destiny's Child is at the audition for Columbia Records and they singing Say My Name. That's the equivalent.
I get what you're saying.
And you're going to be like, what? Say My Name came out.
Somebody tell Tracy why they didn't do the song or they did.
Yeah, so I would love to know.
She needs to know. Y'all comment and let her know because that bother her whole spirit.
It bothered my spirit.
I mean, but yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, so when because I did see that, I was like, that song wasn't out back then. That was when they had been a group for a while, But like I said, I know that I don't know. I'm a Gemini, so we always kind of look at like different possibilities. I'm thinking when I heard, I was like, okay, they probably either didn't have the rights because that's big because you can be the movie could have been 99.99% and that 0.1 is because they didn't have the rights. Right. You see what I'm saying? So they probably didn't have the rights or because I already knew since they rushed through that part, I was like, I don't know how much, they're going to actually stick to whatever. Right. So they're trying to probably pull other things
all
in.
the songs.
Into something.
I got it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I said, I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it go. But I'm just saying it pissed me off. and then I saw it a second time. It pissed me off again. God. But I was like,
don't watch it a third time, Tracy. Don't take your ass in there and be pissed off.
And that's one of my favorite Jackson 5 songs anyway. So I was like, what is hell is going on? But okay, I let it go. Okay. Now, then they go to Motown, but they immediately go to Los Angeles, which we know that Motown was still in Detroit at that time. And being a Michigander, I just wanted to see Detroit. And I'm like, God damn.
I know. I did kind of want to see them go to Detroit. I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
But watching it the second time, I realized that a lot of it was taken out because they had to eject all the Diana Ross scenes. And I feel like there was scenes in Detroit, but they involved Diana Ross, and so they had to take them out. Yeah. Because them just going in the studio, immediately recording I Want You Back, immediately recording with Berry Gordy. We don't get to see them meet Berry Gordy. Yeah. And I feel like meeting Berry Gordy and getting signed was probably a thing in the film. Right. Because Suzanne DePass was a blip.
Yeah. Jesus.
And
everything
it was a blip.
It was a blip. Like my overall take on it, like the whole movie was, like I said, I just hate how rushed everything felt. Like I'm thinking, okay, if you have condensed this movie down, they condensed the hell out of it, I will say. But I'm thinking like, okay, we're still going to get some in-between stuff in these timelines. They jumped to, in my opinion, and that's why I didn't go see it again.
Right.
in my opinion, they just, and I get it's about Michael, but they went and they just jumped to the highlight moments of his career.
Yeah.
I need some in between, like to see, because I'm like, in our minds, as fans, especially young fans, we don't think that they have a normal life. You see what I'm saying? We think they just wake up, go perform, and that's it. Wake up, they perform every day, but it's like, no, what was his normal life like? Yeah, they showed a little bit about bubbles and stuff like that.
They showed their triple layer bunk bed, which I thought was a good little thing. But I also wish they would have shown just how close he was with his brothers.
Yes.
And Marlon was a lot bigger than him, and him and Marlon look like twins.
They do look like
I mean, they were a year apart, but
they were really close.
When they were little, they were always the same size.
Yes.
They looked like twins. So I wish they would have shown more of just the dynamics between the brothers, because they all were very, very close. They all were silly. They had fun. It wasn't just fear in that house. And I like that they did show when they were just kind of going through showing the house, and it was like a music montage, and they showed them all laughing, including Joseph, because they still had fun. They still,
we just think Joseph woke up like, chose violence every day.
Like if you did something wrong, you were scared to go home, which I mean, I've been there before.
Okay.
I've been there before.
Got you.
My mom still scared me a little bit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
I listen. But I just, so then, okay, so they met Berry Gordy, they started recording the songs, and then what was that? Like I said, they Bubbles,
Well, how did you feel about Lorenz Tate as Berry Gordy? Before we move on, before we grow him up, how did you feel about that?
I forgot he was Berry Gordy.
Oh no. Well, my son made a comment.
Okay.
And he said, I don't remember Berry Gordy ever being this attractive. I said, well, Tyson, sometimes they put, it's not too many people that are as attractive as Lorenz Tate. So they did him a solid here.
Yeah, they did
him a solid. Berry Gordy ain't ugly, but he's no Lorenz Tate.
In his earlier days.
He still wasn't Lorenz Tate.
No. But I'm saying, because we end up seeing people, they get older and they look a little different than they did.
I think they be looking better. Men do normally.
Sometimes. Some men.
Well,
but I thought maybe that
I thought he was a good Berry Gordy.
He was an amazing Berry Gordy.
Yeah, and I wish they would have shown a little bit more of, maybe got a couple scenes where they are, it shows their closeness. You know what I'm saying? Because it showed the one scene where he was showing him the soundboard.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then Joseph comes in, because Joseph was a little jealous of Berry Gordy.
Because that was in the other American
film.
Yeah, because he was like, don't touch nothing.
Right. Because that's what you want gonna tell your son. No, you touch nothing. And Michael. Michael got a lot of my son in him.
Yeah, just inquisitive.
He's gonna ask a lot of questions. He's gonna want to know. He's gonna talk to everybody. So you want to reel that back in. You don't want to mess up the opportunity. So I can understand Joseph's paranoia with that, but we know that he had a little smoke for him, because Jermaine married Hazel. He's taking all my kids.
He sure did. He sure did say that in the other movie. Yeah. But so I think Lorenz Tate did a great job. Now Quincy.
Oh, Samson. I think his name is Samson that plays him.
I don't know.
But all I know is he was Nathan in the Beachella episode of Insecure. When she was on that Ferris wheel.
That's why I
her little boo daddy.
Yeah, you just told me what his name was.
I think it's Samson Kendrick.
I
don't know, something like that.
Yeah, I just know he's from Houston.
I'm sorry, I don't have that name right now.
But he did a great job too. Like that's why I was sitting here. I was like
amazing.
I was like, wait, that's why I was sitting here, because I was like, I forgot Lorenz Tate was in it, because we saw more of Quincy, because Quincy was more involved in his later career or whatnot.
Yes.
Which was a match made in heaven.
Right.
When he got with Quincy.
But that's another thing I wish. And I don't want people to think that these are things. This is my brain, right? So we see them. It goes from him being a kid to being around 20 years old. I think it was 1978. They
jumped.
bumped it to. So 1978, he's 20 years old, 1920. and he's meeting with Quincy Jones, which I think that actor could play Quincy Jones in a biopic. He would kill it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he's what we didn't see, which I know was taken from the movie, was The Wiz. And The Wiz is where Michael and Quincy really officially meet and work together. They connect because they're, Quincy did the music for The Wiz. But I'm sure those scenes were taken out because
rights to things. So we don't know. Like I really want to know why things were really condensed the way that they were. I was honestly a little let down. I felt let down by the film because I was just like, in all honesty, I was talking to my friend afterwards and she was like, didn't you go to the movies? And I was like, yeah. She was like, it must not have been good. You must have been like, because you would have said.
Right.
I just told her, I was like, and this is just my opinion. I could have, I hate to say it, I'm next time I'm gonna see it, it's gonna be on streaming. I'm not gonna go back to the movies and see that. I felt that let down because I was like, that sounded like, that could have been something that was on Prime or Netflix.
A little bit. And I don't want to put too much on it. I don't want to make.
We're not bashing the movie
no,
at all.
Not at
we're
all.
giving
there
our
were
honest
certain
opinion.
Parts I loved.
Yeah.
I loved. But you could just tell that certain things were pulled from the film. And I feel like if those scenes would have been put in, it would have been so much better. I just got a comment on TikTok from my girl, BB Love. Hey, girl.
Hey, cousin.
She said, Diana pulled all her parts. We know she messed up everything. Said The Wiz and his 21st birthday at Studio 54 were pulled. And that would have been interesting because it made it seem like he never moved out until after Thriller.
Yeah.
Which we know that he lived in New York while filming The Wiz and recording Off the Wall.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and he was hanging out, going to Studio 54. And Michael wasn't.
Listen, I would have been at Studio 54.
Yeah, if you gonna party, because he didn't party like that. If you gonna party,
Studio
54. Oh my God.
You know that they was partying back there. You know they was. I'm not saying Michael was, but I'm just saying at Studio 54. Come on, y'all. It's in the 70s.
It was. They had that big old spoon at the top of the. Yeah, it was.
Come on. So at Studio, I thank God. A lot of times I'll be like, dang, I wish I was born in the 70s, but I think God knew not to let me be born then because I sure enough would have had a story to tell you.
Oh my gosh. Well.
I need new teeth.
Those scenes probably, like you said, some more of the scenes where we just filling in like what he was doing. Yeah. I feel like we got more of that once they grew him up.
Yeah.
We got a few more intimate scenes. Yeah. Which the first time you see Jafar on camera with the fro and everything when he's in Quincy Jones' office, boy, I'm like, dang,
let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Because he did an amazing job.
Phenomenal.
And it's so crazy how so many Coleman Domingo. I didn't see Coleman. I saw Joseph. Like I didn't know like until I think when we were talking about it. When I saw the trailer, I didn't even recognize who that was.
Really?
I didn't until you was like, and I was like, wait a minute. Yeah. Like, listen, you're not going to see Coleman. You're going to see Joe. Joseph in that. And then Jafar did an amazing job. Big ups to him as well. He did an amazing job. But what I also got to give it up to is the film crew because they made sure that they sometimes, honestly, somebody else posted it on social media. And sometimes when you did face forward on Jafar, you couldn't really see it, but they knew to catch that side profile. That side profile was like, I ain't gonna lie. I was I was getting kind of a little bit of chills because I was like, I feel like we're watching Michael play himself. Like, as soon as they hit that side profile, I was like, God, Lee, ain't no denying that. Like, and then his thing we watched, his eyes.
Those Jackson eyes, you cannot.
Eyes. They have
cannot fake those eyes. Right. Those are something that they are born with, that they inherited from their grandparents and, down the line. So when they did a lot of close-ups of his eyes, I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
It's crazy. The genetics are real.
Yeah, the casting if you want to know something I wasn't disappointed in,
The
was
casting.
the casting.
I had no problem with no one in that, with anyone
Not
in that
anyone.
movie. Anyone, like everybody looked as they did and as they should. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because that was my first, like I said, when I saw the trailer for the movie, I was actually kind of looking at the phone like this because I was like, I already know they're gonna have Michael Jackson looking like a damn fool. Because they're not gonna get the
they
right
usually
person.
do.
They exactly. That's why I was like hesitant.
Yeah.
But then when I looked, I said, "Oh my God!"
Yeah.
And then I saw it was his nephew. I was like, "Thank
Makes
y'all,
sense,
like
right.
thank y'all. Y'all like you got to
Yep.
do him some justice because it's the king."
Right.
of pop.
This was the first time ever that Nia Long wasn't sexy.
I know.
She's always said she's naturally sexy.
That's my woman. I love
But
her so much.
she played Catherine. She played that gentle, that matriarch, that
Nurturing.
nurture. Yes, and she did it in such a way that I mean, yes, I know I'm looking at Nia Long, but I didn't feel like I was looking at
now
Nia
that
Long.
you talking about, I've never seen Nia Long in that kind of
Ever. We've never seen her
Never.
in that role. She had on, I'm sure, body padding and
Yeah.
stuff to make her,
She
shape.
even had the
limp.
limp. Oh,
from
she,
the polio.
She did it. Like
yes, I
my
loved
God.
her relationship with Michael. They used to love watching movies together and eating ice cream.
All the things.
That was their thing.
Yeah.
They had their ice cream, and I'm sure that was a very that was a real thing.
Yeah, that was a real thing. Like you could tell. Like now, I see. I did pull away from that movie, seeing and learning that she actually, how can I say it? She didn't coddle him, but she knew he needed that nurturing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you know how moms
know what your
are.
kids
You know
need.
what your kids need.
Yeah,
so
I know.
she knew he needed that nurturing because Joseph was tough on them. So she gave him that balance that was needed. That's mothering
Right.
that they needed in the face of, Iron Fist Joseph. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And like I say, I mean, he did what he felt like he needed to do, but she came in and she was always that balance. And I was just like, oh, okay. So once I saw that, I was able to like recollect to like different moments that I've seen with him and her just out. You know what I'm saying? And how he just loved mother so much. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like calling her mother. I was like, you gonna call her mom?
Look,
like, you know what I'm saying?
Like I don't know where this
I grew up. I had some people at my church. They called we old, in a different generation. They call mother, and I'm like, she don't let y'all call y'all mom.
I don't
Call her mom.
I
Like
never
it was
call my
weird.
mom mother.
I've never called her mother. Like, but to each their own. But like back then, I was just like, dang, y'all can't even call her mom. Like y'all, y'all got a good relationship with her. I can understand. Y'all call Joseph, honey. That ooh wee.
Yeah, but that might have been something in his family as well, where y'all don't.
Let me tell you, my dad didn't even like when we would say when my mom was talking to us, and we would say something, and she'll be like, go ask. What did she say? Go ask your dad or something, and he was like, no, you can say go ask dad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't think it was ask your dad. It was something. No, he didn't like. Oh, that's what it was. She didn't like when she said go ask Jack.
Oh.
He'd be like, no, you say go ask your dad. You know what I'm saying? We didn't call our parents by their first name. We would joke and be like, not with my dad though. We didn't play with him. But my mom, we'd be like, all right, Verna. Like, she'd be like, all right now, I ain't your little friends. We'd be like, okay. You know what I'm saying? That's how we
play like that.
We don't play like that now. My niece, she do. She'd be like, Verna. I'd be like, hey, that's your grandma.
But y'all want to talk about Joseph. But listen, our parents don't play either.
They don't play. But yeah, that
right.
was funny. But I was just like, I just always thought that was interesting. Even when I saw Jackson American Dream in elementary school, that's how long ago that movie was.
Yeah, I was in second grade when that came out.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was in 5th grade, and even back then I was like, dang, they couldn't call her mom. Even as a
that's
kid,
just not what
that's
she
just not
wanted
what,
to be called. I mean, she wanted to be called mother, and that's what they call.
But
they still call her mother to this day.
They still do it. She mothered. She lived up to that name. So
and grandmother and great grandmother.
Yes. So she is
the mother of all mothers.
Yeah. So one of the grandkids, was it Janet had to check one of them behind her?
Oh, I didn't.
One
know.
of Michael's kids. I think it might have been Paris. I think if I'm not, if y'all remember on TikTok,
it sound like
one of them had to check. It was Michael's funeral. I think it was.
Oh,
somebody had to check one of them about behind her, and I think it was Janet. I do honestly. I'm gonna find the clip, but yeah. It was Janet. Janet had to check. I was like, hey,
yeah.
I was like, I know that's right.
Right.
But so
she
then,
didn't play either, and that's what people don't know.
Yeah,
Is like she ran a tight ship. I saw a video with her and Michael's kids after his death, and they're talking, and she tells Prince, like, sit up straight, like real quick.
Yeah, it was like, she
and I'm like,
didn't play.
She didn't
play, but
and people say, oh, he beat his kids, he probably beat his wife. He whooped his kids. Now, I don't think he just sat here.
I know he cheated on her ass, but he might not have put hands on her.
But I don't think in none of the films she's scared of him. She does not act. Yeah, she doesn't. She doesn't act scared of Joseph. She plays her role as the mom. Yeah. Which, again, these people were born in like the 1920s.
Yes, different time.
They will be like, okay, that I can't step in if this man is disciplining his son. Right. I'm sure she did at the end where she's like, look, you can't beat them no more. Right. They grown.
Yeah, they grown.
Yeah,
didn't she tell him that in this movie too? She told
him in both.
She said he's a grown man.
Yeah.
You can't, he's like, he need to be here. She was like,
she said, well, if you don't like it, you can leave.
Yeah.
So I don't think that Catherine was ever afraid of Joseph. Nah. I just think she let him raise the kids and let him be the man of the house. Yeah. And I can't fault either one of them. Like, now we have words for what this stuff is. Yeah. But that was not a thing. You spare the rod, you spoil the child. Yeah. That's how people live.
Yeah, right.
Period. Yeah. So back to the film.
Yes.
We got Quincy Jones. We see them working. They mentioned Rod Templeton. Okay. That white man can write a song. Okay. Oh, man. I wish they would have showed him a little, because I think they had a white man in the wings. Yeah, but I'm like, I really wish, like
I wanted to see from the film. This is what I wanted to see. I really wanted to see real biopic shit in the film. Yes. I wanted to see him in the studio creating this music with these producers. They showed a little bit, know what I'm saying?
What was the writing?
When
he wrote Rock With You,
right. I needed to know what the writing was, what the producers were doing, how they came. And I know you probably see that on random stuff on YouTube or something like that. But I really wish that they could have kind of just included that in there for the musicians and the producers that are out there really watching it, that really appreciate his creative process of his music. Because you listen to stuff. I was listening to both Off the Wall album today and Thriller, and I was hearing things that I'm like, yo, like you can hear the influence in that of today's musicians from there. You can hear the influence from. So I'm like, I wanted to know how they created that lasting sound that people still are influenced by. I'm a musician, so so I want to see certain things that I'm just like, that I know that happened in the studio. Right. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I'm like, dang, y'all couldn't have catered to I mean, I get it. They've catered to the fan base, which is usually kind of the common type of fan. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's gonna be into music. Not everybody's gonna be a musician or a singer or producer. That's a part of the fan base. But so I was like, okay, that's why they gave what they gave. But I was just like, I want to see. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like we didn't get that. We only got a couple moments,
songs from there. But I think that also had to do with the rights.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So maybe because they didn't do like Rock With You,
we didn't do
and Rock With You is like one of my favorite songs by him. Yes. So I'm wondering if Rod Templeton did not give them the rights.
Yeah, like
because
said,
he wrote that.
All down
the songs that Michael wrote were the ones in the film. So like,
it was
Working Day and Night and stuff like. And
because I'm like, if they were smart, man, like shit, you gonna get the royalties from this music, from this movie.
Oh,
you know
my gosh!
But hey, Jackson Estate, y'all bank all that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I really wish we would have seen more of that. But like I said, I did like to see. Even though he was still staying at home, he was still doing what he wanted to do. He had a giraffe delivered.
Yeah.
He had a whole zoo.
His daddy, he wasn't that scared of his daddy because his daddy let him put a damn giraffe, a llama, a snake named Joseph. They didn't put that in there, but he named his snake Joseph, y'all.
Michael was funny.
Michael was funny. He used to be like, this is Joseph.
Oh.
His daddy knew it, so he
knows that pissed him off even more.
That crazy boy,
he was already pissed off.
So like, he had that. He had damn. Even when he bought the monkey, they're like, "What you done did?" Oh, that's
He was
Michael.
like, "This is my friend Bubbles," and and
but
was
he
so
had
gentle.
emotional support animals.
That's basically what it was.
That's all it was.
At his parents' house.
He couldn't have friends because
Yeah.
who is gonna be Michael Jackson's friend? I don't think I could be his friend because I'm gonna be like, oh my God, you're Michael Jackson.
everybody would be so starstruck, of course. And I get it. Like I said, watching the movie, I started understanding because back then we used to be like, why he got all them animals? That's weird, But like you said, it's his emotional support. Hey, I can't have friends like human beings.
It was cool.
I can't look. This is me. Cause shoot, I'm single and here at the crib, and it be me and Nova. Me and Nova have conversations.
I got emotional support.
Listen. So I understand, but I was just like, Bubbles was so cute, and then how they it was just so AI done. It was just,
it was a CGI. It was CGI Bubbles.
Yeah.
Now, listen, y'all.
But they did okay with it.
Now the other animals being CGI was okay because we didn't see them that much. So put the little CGI giraffe walking by and everything. Okay?
Yeah.
But like the CGI Bubbles, and I'm like, I know they're wild animals, so it's kind of hard to get them.
Yeah.
You got to pay for the trainer. You got to pay for. So maybe the CGI chimpanzee wasn't that bad. Because I've seen some bad, like it wasn't like Jumanji. You remember the monkeys on Jumanji? Them look like cartoons.
Those
but so it looks good, but you notice.
Yeah.
You noticed it, but I let that slide.
Yeah, we let that slide.
I was like, okay.
Come on, like,
I can understand him not showing a real monkey.
Okay. They had to get one that's trained, and you know what I'm saying? That takes a lot. I get it. Y'all did what y'all had to do. But like I said, just seeing him with the animals, and I was just laughing because I was like, "You doing this all at your parents' house, not your house?" Because when he had the animals, when I was thinking about it before I watched this, I always thought that the animals were at his house
at Neverland.
At Neverland, because I thought that makes sense. You gotta, like a whole Neverland. You got a zoo.
That's when he had a zoo.
You had a zoo at your mama and them house, and then time you go in his room, I was like, "It's time to move out. You got all of this stuff in your room. It's time." To move
Michael was
out.
A pack rat.
He was a pack rat.
If you see his home, he was a collector of things. He loved the Salvation Army. It was his favorite store.
Joe, what did he say? What?
He's like, Bill, no, they got some good stuff in there.
No,
they Tito. And now we know who the Bill was that he was talking to. It was Bill Bray.
Bill Bray. So it's
the actor who played Bill Bray.
Yeah.
Spitting Image.
Yeah, Spitting Image.
Spitting Image
did a great job.
Okay, so that's something that was new to me. So we want to talk about things that we did not know.
Okay.
I did not know Bill Bray before this film. I did not know of him. I was happy to see that he was introduced to him. If Joe didn't do nothing else right, he hired Bill Bray to be his personal bodyguard from the time he was little to the time. I mean, he was old.
Yeah, I didn't know about Bill. I did
not know.
Bill went hard behind Michael. Yeah.
He was his surrogate
father. And I think
father.
he knew, you know what I'm saying, by how Joseph was. Because he even, he the one that told Mike, it's time for you. You go ahead and do what you want to do. And stood up to Joe and said, hey, it's over.
Yep.
I was like, oh. Because by now he like, well, shit, I'm probably getting hired by Mike. I ain't worried about you. You want to fire me? Mike fired his dad. Listen, that was the funniest thing to me.
Mike had somebody fire his dad. He didn't even fire him.
He did have somebody fire him, but he sent a note. Yeah, he sent a fax. He said, you got fired by the paper.
You got fired on your day off.
He was on his day off. He come over there looking at the thing. He lost his mind.
This.
Yeah, he was pissed. And I understand, but he wanted that control, because he felt like he was losing
control.
Yeah,
she fired him too.
She got on with her ass too, yeah.
And then said, when I was 17, I did what people told me.
She said, oh, nah, I see what you did with my brothers. No, sir. No,
and her first 2 albums were trash when she was under him. And most people don't even know that Control is her 3rd album. Because the first 2 albums were were bubblegum, where she was listening to Joseph, but once she went on her own,
the Jimmy Jam and them,
went to Minneapolis, just how Michael went to New York with Quincy, it was the same magic.
It was over
because she had her team, which was perfect, and he had his team, and it sucks that Michael and Quincy, we don't get to see them fall off. And we don't really get to see. We saw him when it was when they were making the first album, and maybe a little bit of the second. But he made Bad too with him, and that's when they start having a little bit of a riff.
Okay.
But I wanted to see that magic between them, not just the writing, but just the chemistry.
The chemistry, yeah.
The chemistry.
Because that's what people had back then to make the music that they made, because they had chemistry with their producer. Like their producer actually was like almost took them in. You know what I'm saying? They spent more time with their producers than they did at home. And that's how you get the music that sticks, because I'm like, yo, y'all built a connection instead of, hey, I got you with this producer. Just come in and cut this record. They're going, you know what I'm saying? You don't have no connection with them.
Right,
They're just making your tracks and your beats and all that, and they just putting out there, and you do what you do with it. No, have that connection. Like, yo, I knew, like, because you can always tell, like I said before, when he changed producers. But even when he changed producers, you could tell they had a relationship.
Like him and Teddy Riley.
Yep.
He worked with Teddy Riley for a few albums.
Yes.
And they was
had that
locked
chemistry.
in. And then he worked with Rodney Jerkins.
That's what
and
I'm
they
saying.
were locked in.
Yeah, so it's just like having that chemistry produce quality, timeless music. That's why you get stuff now that just fly by night.
It's a marriage.
Yeah,
just
it's a
like
marriage.
Janet and Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, they were married through music, whole entire career. She's always going to have a Jam and Lewis track on there. And because they listened to her, they understood her. And the same with Quincy. He understood Michael in a different type of way.
Right.
So I wish I would have saw a little bit more of that, just more deep. It's hard to put all this into a biopic. So I don't want to be too critical, because we had 2 hours and 7 minutes.
Yeah.
And we had 20 years, because it started in 68 or 66, excuse me. Right. And then it went to 88. So 22 years of the film, and that's what we got. So so we get to Thriller.
Yeah. So we get to Thriller. That's when I went to the bathroom, because Thriller, the choreography is always amazing. But like I said before, I'm a little nervous on the I be scared. Thriller, the song scares me. Like, I don't like this.
You said that.
The Thriller, like I be thrown off, like, you know what I'm saying? So I just be like, okay. So even today when I was listening to the Thriller album, I was like, okay, let me try to listen to it. I was like, I can't do it, and I skipped it. So that's why I was like, I'm going to the bathroom.
You don't even like the song?
No, the song scares me.
Oh, okay. Well, here's the thing though that my mom told me. So something that she was like, oh, your generation would know this. So when he's trying to figure out what to call the album. Okay. And he hasn't yet got Thriller yet. Okay. And he's sitting down watching TV, and he's watching that movie, that scary movie where he hits, because you walked out.
No, I saw that part.
Okay.
I saw
where
that part.
He's watching and the girl hits the guy's face and his face comes off and stuff.
Yep.
So my mom told me, she was like, well, he was watching a Vincent Price movie. And I said, Vincent Price makes movies? Now, I only know Vincent Price. She don't watch Thriller, so she don't know. Only time I've ever heard the name Vincent Price was in Thriller, because he does the voice.
Oh, that's him. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
The funk of 40,000 years.
Yeah.
My mom told me that Vincent Price was like Alfred Hitchcock, was like the man when it came to Wes Craven. You know,
what?
He was like this big horror film actor. Wow. And so they used to watch him when they were younger. Yeah. And so Michael watching that, and then it connects putting him in it. Because my mom was like, when we saw Thriller, we're like, we heard Vincent Price's voice, and we're like, shoot, wow. He called the right person.
Wow, that's dope.
But see, we did not know. When we're watching the movie, you don't know he's watching a Vincent Price movie, and that's where he got the idea.
Didn't know that.
To put it in there. So I'm like, it took my mother, who is a year older than Michael Jackson, to tell me.
That makes sense.
Girl,
she knew.
That
I would have never known that.
I didn't know that.
Me that. Like,
I didn't know that. I thought that was cool. But only, I guess, older people would know, or people who are familiar with his work.
Yeah, I didn't know that. But yeah, when I came back from the bathroom, the video was actually on. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I think it was ending or something like that. And the parts that I saw, I was like, I couldn't tell if I was watching the actual video or the movie, because I was like, wait, is this the actual video? Because they'll do side, comparisons and stuff on the movie, and I was just like, yo, they did that. Like,
yeah,
I
they
was
did.
like, they did. I give it to you. I saw somebody on TikTok. I'm not TikTok, on Threads. This is one of those ones where I'm like, who cares? He was like, the person, on the original, they clapped their hands this way. On this movie, they clapped it. Everybody was in the comments, who cares? Like they did it to the T. Like, nobody even really paid attention. The only thing I noticed different about Jafar was he was thicker than Michael. His legs are thicker.
Yeah, because Michael was a little skinny.
Yeah,
baby.
You could tell Jafar, he
probably got a little muscle.
Yeah, I was like, okay, thighs. Like, okay, quads. Look, I see you.
Yeah.
But that was it. But other than that, I'm like, yeah, he's not going to stick everything because, to me,
I would have loved
I was
to
good.
see.
I saw what I saw. I would have never known if they didn't clap their hands the right way, or if he did. Yeah, that shit. I don't care. I don't care about it, because I'm like, you did a damn good. You did better than I could.
Hell
shit.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Fuck, I'd have been up there like.
Now, I would have loved to see like another scene of when he's more when he's walking with the girl down the street.
Yeah, okay.
Because that's like my favorite part.
They didn't have that part in there?
No, because I really love him.
They didn't have that part?
They just had him rehearsing, and that she went to the bathroom, y'all.
Yeah, I had to pee.
All that drink. She
I ain't gonna drink with her no more. Is that how they do you?
So they had where they were rehearsing and filming, and he's like, hey, because John Landis was the one who filmed it. He's like, hey, Fred Astaire talk about getting your feet. You need to get the feet.
Oh yeah,
are you zooming in on me? Because I need
you
to get the feet. So he said that everything was intentional. The inches of his
yeah, that's what they were talking about yesterday. Yeah.
So the white socks, all of that stuff was all intentional. But I do wish that we would have saw the part to see Jafar perform that scene without the makeup too. I mean, he turns around, because when he doesn't have the makeup. But that's all I would have loved, because I love Thriller. I do love that video.
The video is dope. I just. It's not even, honestly, it's not even it's what's his name voice in it.
Vincent
That's so
Price.
scary. Yeah, he's so scared.
That's what my mom said. Oh, he used to scare the mess out of us.
Yeah, I would have never watched. That's the only thing that scares me. But other than that, the song, it's nothing scary in the song. You know what I'm saying?
He ain't talking about horror. Girl, look at them lyrics and find out what Thriller about.
Somebody told me it was okay. I'm gonna look it up again.
Look at them
somebody
lyrics.
told me.
Look at them lyrics. Okay,
all right.
So another big moment that a lot of us remember. I wasn't born, but I've seen it so many times that I feel like I was born. Was the Motown 25?
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, we seen that so many times. Yeah, he ate that.
He ate that up.
He fucking ate that. Like Jafar, that. Anytime, I think everybody was waiting to see that scene, because if you can emulate that like that, because that was like perfection.
Yeah.
That was perfection. Nobody could top that at that time.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like that, no one knew he was gonna do the moonwalk. You know what I'm saying? That boy busted that shit out the crowd at that event went crazy.
Imagine people at home. My mom tells me about watching that, and everybody was like, wait, what's in his shoes?
Right,
what are y'all? Because they had never seen that before.
He broke it down. What we was watching, he was talking about, the flooring that he had, he had to make sure, even his loafers, he had to make sure they were a certain way for him to do it. Like, yeah, he had skills. Because I'm like, we used to always try to do the moonwalk, and all we was doing is sliding back and looking silly. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I could do it a little bit.
Man, I ain't gonna.
I used to be able to do it a little bit.
I was like,
but not like Michael.
Yeah, it was that scene. I think everybody, because like from what I've been seeing on social media, everybody was like, yeah, they pointed stuff out with it, but they was like, but that Motown 25.
Motown 25 was great.
He ate that. I was great. Like, jeez. Yeah, he ate that. And that's when I really started saying, I was like, okay, thighs. Because I think it started, it started up early with that or whatever. And then I saw his pants. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, he a little thicker than Mike. But you moving.
Right.
Like, you just as lean as Mike. Because Mike was lean.
I think he's a little bit more muscular. Like,
Yeah,
he has a
muscular.
little bit muscle
Michael
tone.
didn't work out.
You can tell, right. Michael ate fried chicken all the time. No lie. He loved him some
So,
KFC.
you know what was funny? I ain't gonna lie. Okay, so remember when American Dream came out? And he was doing the Pepsi commercial.
Yeah.
And his hair caught on fire. I remember watching it. So I'm in 5th grade. So I mean,
you laughed.
My sister did. I'm talking about she was crying laughing. And because now I ain't gonna lie, when you go back and watch it, it's
the way he falls down the stairs.
My hair. And then he falls. Yeah. So my sister was cracking up at that. So I ain't gonna lie, when I saw it, I was like, this time I started chuckling because I was thinking about her laughing. I wasn't laughing at her, but I was like, damn, April, why you have to laugh at Michael like that?
The way that they filmed this one was way more traumatic.
It was.
The first one on America's Dream, yes, it was kind of filmed a little goofy.
It was cheesy.
It was a little
corny.
goofy
Yeah.
the way they did it. But on this one, because they slow it down and then they show
he was just spinning.
If you watch the real footage of that happening, he really walks. He does not know his hair is on fire. So he really walks down the stairs, and then once he gets to the bottom of the stairs, he does a spin. Everybody rushes him.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So like that's what happened, and then his agonizing like screams, blood curdling screams, because I didn't realize that all the damage that he did. I knew it. He had 3rd-degree burns, but they said he lost like nerves. It burned like it could have burned to his skull.
Jesus.
Like it was really bad, and. He was expected. He went on tour 7 months later.
Yeah, he was. And Joe talking about, when can he go on?
You know why? Because him and that damn Don King had sat down and he knew,
that's right.
He knew Don King would kill him.
Yeah, he knew
Don is
pull out. Don would take all his
gangster
money. Yeah.
Pimp, all kinds of stuff. So he knew he was in a pickle.
Yeah.
Okay.
But can we talk about, since we went there, can we talk about him making Michael do the tour with his brothers, and then how Michael, I like Michael's carrying on. When Michael got on that stage, he said, well, since I got the mic, this is a farewell tour. This is the last tour y'all gonna see us on together. And all of them, I mean, you could have picked their faces up from the floor and said, here. Because, I mean, I get them, like, dang, because Michael carried y'all. Like, let's just be honest. Michael didn't want to continue to be like hold in and pigeonholed into just performing with his brothers, because he was trying to do an album. And that's what Joe said. I don't care what he do after 9 to 5, after 5 o'clock. He can work on any album he want to, but from 9 to 5, he got work. And I'm like, dang. And I know he got tired of that. So I was like, ooh, just to see him get to that point, because I always wondered how he's ended up separating. But just to see how he was just like, yeah, no, I got it. Even though he wasn't going to be the one to do it, because he knew he had to still live in that house. But even when he came home, remember when he came home, he was like, oh, yeah? He was just like, yeah, like, I need to do my own thing. Like, because he started really kind of honing in on his own style that he really wanted. I could not have seen Michael still being in that Jackson 5, Jackson's.
He was too big for it. And it's not,
Way
it's
too big.
no shade. It's no shade, because all the Jacksons are talented.
Yeah.
But he was just something different. We know that now.
Yeah.
One thing that I do wish they would have shown, which they didn't, we all know now that Catherine was the one who convinced Michael to tour with his brothers that last time.
Okay, she did.
She's the one. Yeah. And so maybe snuck that conversation in there, because one thing that I thought they did too much of.
Okay.
We did not have to see him with sick kids 3-4 times. We could have saw him with the sick kids once
and been good.
And we know that he visits sick kids.
Yeah, he cherishes.
We know that he's a philanthropist.
Yep.
We know he's a humanitarian.
Yeah.
We know this.
Yep.
They showed him talking to kids so many times, to the sick children in the hospital, and I felt like we could have ejected some of that and put something else in.
Like, we know. I mean, and I kind of think, because when I saw it in the, when I was watching it, I was like, okay, I could be wrong, but I was like, maybe they're, just trying to show, him like kind of erase what everybody thought about him and kids.
But we knew that.
We knew that.
We knew he was. He was always with.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
No, I know what you're saying.
But I'm just saying, like, we knew we didn't need. We didn't need all that.
Scene to make that to show that.
Yeah,
to convey that.
But I think that's kind of that. That was just my
showing
thought.
it every time. I'm like, yo, okay.
I think it was just.
We get it. We could have put some more in. Y'all could show us another music video.
Right.
For this time.
Yeah.
Because time on film is precious.
Right.
So I wish they would have shown that. Missing Jacksons. So there was missing Jacksons throughout the film. Reby was missing.
Yeah, Reby ain't never to be found no way.
Reby, look, she made Centipede. And he sang background for them, wrote Centipede.
No, I'm talking about, like,
you're right.
We don't.
But she was married she was married young, so she moved out of the house pretty early.
Got the fuck on.
Janet was so when the movie starts in 1966, Janet was born in 1966. So it kind of would have, I guess it would not made sense, because if they didn't have another Janet for the rest of the film, it wouldn't have made sense for her to be pregnant.
Right.
But we know that Randy wasn't in it either. So it's
that's right.
Randy, Janet, and Reby were all out of the film. Now, it didn't matter that much.
Right. Because Randy didn't come along till later.
Well, he came along when they were the Jacksons.
That's what I'm saying. Till later.
So all those films, but that's another reason why they didn't sing. I think it's "Blame It on the Boogie." I think he wrote that one. So one of the songs he wrote was a big hit, and so they couldn't do it in the film.
Okay.
So it would have been nice for everybody to be involved, but if they're not, the show goes.
Respect it.
The show still goes on. Right. I don't think that's that detrimental to the story. No. Now, if we get a part 2, we might get into
so let's get
waters.
into that. Okay, so let's continue on real quick, because
we're at the end, because you said so at the end of the movie he tells on stage, this is my last.
Yeah, he said
tour.
that was it, and then he started doing bad. You know what I'm saying?
So it goes right into bad.
But I just don't like. I was very upset how the movie ended.
How it just went,
and where it ended. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But because I say this, because I know you said before that they were, setting the movie up in a certain way to see what the support would be, to see if they'll do a part 2.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, that's what you heard. But it's just like a lot of people I've been seeing when I said I went to see it, so many people hit me up and was like, is it worth going to see? I didn't deter anybody. A lot of people were on social media. Is this movie really worth going to see? Because I heard such and such and such. I was only straight up with my cousin, but she was wanting to go see it anyway. But she was just like, "Is it?" I said, "I ain't gonna hold you," because she's 60, so she got a lot invested with Michael. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was like, "Cause I ain't gonna lie to you," I was just like, "I just didn't like where it ended." That's all I said.
Yeah.
Because I don't like where it ended.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I could see that being a setup for part 2, but damn, did y'all rush part 2 too?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like,
part
y'all
2 can't
that.
be the next 30 years. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever that be, 20 years.
From what? From when Bad was what? That was
that would be the next 20 years. So 88 to 2009 when he dies is 21 years.
Yep, that's true. That's
true.
So
okay, so the next 21 years you could do it, but he got so much life. Like we need Lisa Marie Presley.
Right.
We need Debbie Rowe.
But
we need what I'm saying.
It's just like, but seeing as how so many people have pulled their parts, we like I said, we may get another
blotchy movie,
real blotchy.
And honestly, if so many people are going to pull out, I would say leave it.
Yeah.
I would say leave it. This is my recommendation.
Or just put part 2 on streaming.
Yes. Part 2 on streaming. This is my honest opinion, y'all. This is my honest opinion about it. Did I like the movie? I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Was it the best biopic I've ever seen in my life? No. Was it the worst? Absolutely not.
No.
Was it the best Michael Jackson movie? Probably yes, but
100%.
because the Jackson American Dream is about the whole family.
Yeah,
y'all. That's not the Michael Jackson story.
Right.
We know that's goated.
Right.
That's up here. That's up there with Roots, to Temptations, and New Edition. No, I'm saying miniseries. You know,
I'm like
black miniseries.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
you know what I mean? When we talking black miniseries, Women of Brewster Place. You know what I'm saying? Like
Jesus, yeah.
These is good miniseries. Okay, because I'm gonna watch them every time they on. But
Women of Bruce.
But the biopic, when it comes to that, I would have probably been more satisfied with a 6-part Netflix series that was 6 hours long. You know, hour 15
where
here.
We dig into
it. I think that would have done a bigger service to him and his legacy than to smash it all into.
I think that would have been number one a lot longer than it will be in theaters.
You're probably right.
Netflix, that would have been number one for the longest.
You're probably right.
In every
country.
In every country. You know, but I get it. You know, you want to put it on the big screen and things like that, which I did love. I'm just seeing everything just so big and hearing the sound, hearing the music, the musicality of everything. I was just sitting there like, oh my God, this feels so good. Like,
and it was filmed very beautifully.
Ooh, it was filmed great.
It was filmed well.
Very well.
But I left wanting more.
Yeah.
I could have watched way more film.
Yeah.
But the casting was great.
That was perfect. That casting was perfect.
Yeah, the casting was so good. So I appreciate that.
Yes.
I just wish that certain people wouldn't have pulled out Diana Ross. I wish certain people wouldn't have, pulled their stuff.
Like, you gonna get some bread from this movie. Trust me. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gonna get some bread from it. I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't no money. It was money issue, but I'm just like, for whatever their personal reason, I would like to know what some of their reasoning.
Yeah,
you know
I want to know the story that they were going to tell of hers and why. So, that's up for. I don't know.
It'll come out.
But maybe eventually. We'll get more. If we ever get a Quincy Jones biopic, maybe we'll get more insight on the relationship.
Wasn't in a Quincy Jones? Not a biopic.
No, there's a documentary.
It's just a documentary. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So if we ever get something like that, we could get, maybe more in depth of his writing and his relationship with Michael. Maybe if we get a Berry Gordy biopic, we'll get more.
Gotcha.
So there's opportunities, but overall, my personal rating for the film, I would give it a 7.5/8. Okay. I will give it an 8 because the casting was so freaking good. And that's hard to do. Mm-hmm. That's hard to do. And I believe the performances from each actor was great. Now, I think that's why the script could have been stronger. Yeah. And some of the choices, and I can't fault them for the stuff they had to take out, but I also could tell that those parts were missing. Mm-hmm. But overall, I give the film a 7.58.
Yeah, I give it a 7.5 because, like I said, the casting was perfect, and even like just the skill. Because I was looking at it, like I said, we saw Nia Long. I've never seen Nia Long in anything like this, but I was like, but they knew she could execute it. Yeah. They knew Coleman Domingo could execute. So they picked the actors and the actresses for the reason they did, because they knew that not because they look like them, but you can execute this, because we wanted at a certain. So y'all, I think y'all gave us something to balance the shit out with, because you gave us a good casting with good skill to kind of outweigh the shit that was missed. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we can't take too much from it. Like I said, the only thing I can take from it was so many things that were missed. Right. And like I said, I just think that they just focused on the highlights of every level that he had, but I want to know, how did he get there? Like,
the low lights.
I want to see the low lights. You know what I'm saying? Y'all do it for everybody else, but you know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, I feel like that, that's the only reason why I can give it a 7.5, because I went in thinking, I was like, bet, I'm about to get this joint a 10 out of 10. Like, we about to, but I was just like, oh. Like, when they skipped from childhood to adult life, I was like, dang. Okay. But then again, I was just like, well, maybe they're just going to devote a lot more time to, his later career and stuff like that. But then I was just like, and then when when Bad ended, or when it ended on Bad, the tour, and it was just like so much more, or something remains to be. And I was like,
his story goes on. Continue.
I was like, I know you lying.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, but yeah. So, but part 2, I think if you're gonna do it that way, I think it needs to be put on streaming.
Yeah.
Like Prime or Netflix, because everybody got one or both of those,
yeah.
if not one or the other. But I'm like, yeah, go ahead and put that on Netflix. You know what I'm saying? We'll watch it. We'll have watch parties.
Right.
We'll do that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna be the same. I think it's gonna be the same impact because, I mean, like I said, we didn't go opening day, but I still expected maybe if we would have went in the city. But
it was crazy in the city. But still,
it was But I still have not heard a lot about and
I think because we don't want to bash it.
Yeah,
but we also don't want to lie.
Yeah, that's what I said. We're not bashing it, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be straight up because look, it's my opinion. This is what I expected to see. You know what I'm saying? But again, I'm not a filmmaker. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I still kind of know a little bit. We could have still had. But again, it all boils down to business.
Yeah.
The business of rights and what people felt comfortable with. So we had, so they gave us what was left.
I think it just could have benefited from a stronger script.
Yeah.
And a stronger dialogue.
Yeah.
But, that's neither here nor there. So, that's my rating on the Michael Jackson
still
biopic.
Go see it. Y'all go see it.
Still go see it.
Yes.
If you have, hopefully you didn't sit through this whole thing and allow us to spoil it.
Unless you don't plan on
But if you want to watch it, if you don't want to see it in the theater and you just want to wait till it's on streaming, watch it on streaming. Just for a conversation piece.
Yeah.
It's something that you should watch. Mm-hmm. But I also don't want you to get all your hopes up because we didn't know what to expect.
We didn't.
But some things did not let me down. Yeah. Some things did. So, that's it. That's all.
That's it. I mean, like I said, we were left with what was left. We were that what they could do.
We're stuck because the movie just stopped.
Y'all ever watch a movie? And I watched a movie like this so many times where you just like, okay, it's starting to really get good. And then they be then nothing. And you be like, I know damn well this movie ain't just end like this. You be pissed off. You know what I'm saying? No, but that's kind of what it gave me. I was pissed off. I really was upset because I was just like I said, I was talking to my friend afterwards. She was like, oh yeah, you went to the movie. I was like, oh yeah. She was like, what? No, I just knew you were gonna be like, oh my God. I was like, I was ready for that.
My best friend said the same thing. I was like, well, I'm not trying to spoil it. I was like, I can't really get into it.
And I didn't want to spoil it.
And tell you. Yeah. She was like, but you still ain't excited enough. I'm like, I was like, because it's parts that I liked and it's parts I didn't, but I can't talk about it until you go see it.
Yeah, and that was another thing. I was like, I didn't want to get online and give, I wanted to wait till after opening weekend to give people a chance to go see it opening weekend before I hopped on social media and be like, all right, y'all, this,
and give what I'm saying?
Right, review. But I was just like, really, it was a lot of people that was hitting me up on my story.
Oh, okay.
It was like, how was it? How was it? And I'm like, I don't never talk to you, but you want, okay, you know what I'm saying? You want to know what the movie's about?
Send them this video.
Yeah.
Send them this video so they can get the honest
You're gonna get the
feedback.
Honest yep.
But hey, we're here to give you the real review. We're not gonna put no fluff. Ain't nobody paying us for this.
Nobody paying us for this yet. But you know what I'm saying? But we putting it out there. You know what I'm saying? If y'all we people that we gonna give y'all our honest.
We're gonna give you, even if y'all pay us to review the movie, we're gonna give you our honest feedback.
Right. I don't care if you could send a nice check. I'm gonna watch it. I'm like, it was trash. I didn't like it, or it was good. It was phenomenal. Go see it. You know what I'm saying? But that's what we do. We review, like I said, we review new things. We review old things. We just gonna give our honest opinion. Like you said, ain't nobody paying us to lie.
Right. All right.
But so you good with that?
Yeah,
I'm good with that review.
All right, we gave it 7.5.
7.5
/8 for me, but
7.5.
All right, solid 7. We'll do 7.5. So,
but
all right, y'all. Well, thank you for tuning in today to What We Finna Watch podcast, season 1, episode 1. Season 2, episode 1.
Yes,
and come back next week. We will be back at it again with something new for you, okay?
Sure. And then also too, if y'all got movies and documentaries and stuff that y'all want us to check out, just
absolutely
send us a message. You can hit us up on IG. Make sure y'all go follow our IG page because, you know, I try not to post stuff to my personal page because that's different content. But I need y'all to go to the What We Finna Watch podcast on IG. Go follow that page, and then we're gonna post all our updates and our clips on there and everything. So make sure y'all go follow and engage.
Yes.
Listen, y'all, let me tell y'all something. Y'all know I'm gonna get on y'all ass about this. We tell other celebrities happy birthday.
Yeah.
And y'all don't even support people that y'all know?
Yes.
Come on, y'all. Don't y'all want to be like, yo, I remember when they started off and when I was rocking it. Cause y'all will, because we going there. We going there. You hear me? Clock that. We going there. So we're going there, but we need y'all support, and we will always be appreciative of your support. So make sure you like, comment, share. Not just like, but you just comment. Even if you drop a fire emoji, something, because we need the engagement is what pushes our stuff in the algorithm. It's not just the likes and things like that. We need y'all to engage. Even if you just drop, like I said, drop a fire emoji or a clap, we gonna comment back because we appreciate you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, we do.
So make sure y'all support, and make sure y'all tell a friend to tell a friend. You know what I'm saying? To come watch this show and just check out these girls from Lansing and see what's happening.
All right.
All right. Well, we love y'all and we appreciate y'all. Until next time, we gonna holler at y'all.
All right. Peace out.
Peace out, y'all.